Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to your first playthrough. So, as I detailed last episode, we got through the mission with 0 issue and 0 repairs. So we're going to wait for our people to be back up from fatigue in 3 days. And while we're at it, we're going to look at the Argo. So, we saw that morale could be helpful. Right now it's limited help, specifically because we don't have the best accuracy and our tactics is, low enough that our offensive push accuracy takes quite a hit. But it can be useful for manipulating initiative. So, to that end, I'm kind of tempted to go for the recreation upgrade. That said, also, we could use more Mechwarriors and pilots so that we don't have to wait. Specifically because we could, once we finish building the mechs we have, we would have 3 vehicles and, 6 mechs? So the Assassin's kind of whatever. The Incubus needs to be worked on, but, 8. We would actually have 8, assuming we finish them all. We would have 8 mechs ready to drop, as well as 3 vehicles. So we could very easily, if we had enough meat in our barracks, we could drop on multiple missions back to back and then repair everything, and then drop on multiple missions back to back. But do I prioritize it is the question. So in the hiring hall, we have Mechwraith. He can command tanks and pilot mechs. Military Mechwarrior is a great baseline for any combat pilot, especially in vehicles, because there's not a whole lot else that vehicles can really benefit from necessarily. So I would very much be interested in starting filling out my berths of the second of Beta Pod with Mechwraith. And again, I'm planning on traveling at the very beginning of this next financial report, which means I definitely want to get the Beta Pod in the 10 days. And then as soon as it's done, I'm going to hire Mechwraith and travel. That sets all the timeline for everything. So in 10 days, we hire Mechwraith, and we travel on out of here. But until we reach those 10 days, again, we're going to wait for everyone to be out of fatigue. 1, 2... Oh, financial report. Ha! Right. And especially since we're sticking around for 8 more days, I am kind of tempted to go extravagant again. That does mean we'll be traveling with at least 20 days of extravagant remaining, but that'll just mean we get done with all of our mechs. Again, I think it's 25% faster based on our current mech deck. And the 8 morale is definitely something. It bumps us up from the lose one base morale per battle or per round of battle versus the gain 1 base morale, which allows us to vigilance more, which reduces our repairs. I think I am going to go extravagant, just primarily because of the change in morale. Because now that if you have below 20 morale, you are very limited on whether or not you can ever vigilance or offensive push. I like being able to do those things, even though I don't have the skill 8 abilities to be able to, to be able to warlord or whatnot. It still is nice to be able to offensive push or vigilance as needed, or when it really matters. So I think after the beta pod is finished, we're going to start just going straight morale, and then after we get to the point where our base morale is at or above 20, I think that's the point where we're going to stop going extravagant. Or, if we don't have the money to do it. But right now, 1 million C-bills per financial report, that's doable. That is very much doable. But yeah, so we're going to just drop straight away. Financial report ticked over. I was going to go on the other blackout against planetary government to see about the money. But it's fine. So, extravagant... the financial report ticked over. We chose extravagant, and now we have the hiring hall still unchanged. Hiring hall only updates when you travel between systems. But the store updated. does the store have anything really interesting? I mean, bolt-on rockets times 3, 10 and 15 means that for no tonnage, as long as our mech was able to carry 7.5 tons of bolt-on whatever, we could add 25 rockets for 3 rounds. That's a lot. And we also just picked up the armor that lets us carry a lot of extra carry capacity. So that's triples the carry weight. Triples it. Which means our Locust, we could give our Locust 6 tons. So right now we have 2 tons. And since we have no hands, we can't carry anything in our hands, but we have the 2 specialist slots. So 2 tons triples to 6. Which means literally anything above a 20-tonner. We could put both of these weapon systems in, if we gave it that armor. Yeah, I'm gonna buy them. I'm going to buy them and I'm going to use them. I don't know on what quite yet, but I'm gonna do it. 16-ton handheld super shotgun. So that would be a 2-handed weapon, I think. Period. Because like even a 100-ton mech, 100-ton mech with the ×3 from that armor would still only have 30 tons carry capacity, and you can only carry half of your max capacity in either hand. So this would be a 2-handed weapon on anything except a super heavy mech. Recoil of 4, fires cluster munitions, does 120 damage over 10 projectiles, so each projectile does 12 damage. Adds a plus 30% multiplier to punch attack damage and 20% to punch attack stability damage. So if we have a 40-ton mech, we could put this with that armor on a 40-ton mech. I mean, it's 400,000, but I want to play with it. I want to mess with it. And then we have Bombay, so VTOL or Lambs, Inferno bombs and cluster bombs. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to prioritize getting the herb. Oh, no, I don't want to stop work. I don't want to stop work. But I definitely want to prioritize getting the Irby out of repairs so I could look at what its various payload options are. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. And yeah, I think I was originally talking about putting the ×3 carry capacity on one of the lighter mechs, but now this assassin. So if we, it only has a lower on one side, so it would not be able to carry even if we put the armor. So the armor would give ×3 carry capacity for the entire mech. But you can only carry handheld weapons in hands. And each hand can only carry half of the maximum carry capacity. So even though we would be able to get this 40-ton mech up to the 16 required carry capacity, it would not be able to carry the super shotgun because the super shotgun is a handheld weapon system, and it would only be able to carry the 16 tons with 2 hands, but it only has 1 hand. So the super shotgun is not viable for the assassin. That's unfortunate. And we would need Omni Hands for the fire starter to be able to carry it. But the stealth... I mean... If I replace the glazed... So if I replace the clan glazed... We would lose some tonnage. We would have to make up for the tonnage somehow. But what would the ×3 bring? Because, like, right now we have 4.5. And the... I went past it, didn't I? Yeah. The ×3 would bring us up to 13.5. No. Wait. ×3 carry weight. Why is it 13.5? Oh, 4 times... Okay. ×3, not ×4. Maths. Okay, so will not work on the stealth either. 55 tonner? 5.5. That would bring it up to 16.5. So yeah, minimum 55 tonner with the armor that lets it carry ×3. So we're not going to be able to actually make use of it now or anytime in the very near future. But as soon as we get a 55 tonner that has 2 hands, we can make a potential punchy boy with a super shotgun. That's cool. Speaking of, actually, so we have glazed Indo. We have 4.5 that we're using 2 of. One of which is the B pod. So if we went to the weapons and we go to the 2-ton vibro sword, we can just add it in one day. Cool. I mean, yeah, it's one-handed use. Yeah, we could just add it, and then yeah, if we got a 2-ton combat shield, for example, we could put it in the other hand and give it the hybrid TSM or something. But now we can just add the 2-ton vibro sword in one day. I think I will after this next mission if the stealth doesn't need repairs. But yeah, let's go ahead and drop on a mission. And then we'll definitely make use of those bolt-ons and of the, you know, various carry options we have during the travel. We have a 1.5 skull recovery, and we're against the Republic, which we know the Republic brings clan tech. And recovery, we can drop on this recovery knowing that it is we can locate the painter and try to recover the painting. So that's 2 capture points, which means we know we're against 2 lances of probably clan tech or lost tech mechs on a 1.5 skull mission. So we're gonna have a lot of good stuff to pick from. And yeah, once again, I think we're gonna hold off on using the Incubus quite yet. It's really hot, especially for a desert biome. And it does have a lot of good stuff that I really don't want to lose. But yeah, no, we can absolutely drop this exact layout. I think I'd rather bring Braver. Just not having the recoil on the machine guns of the Locust is very nice. It's very nice indeed. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so this is our first recovery mission. Every time you drop into a recovery mission, there's the one thing you immediately always need to look for, and that is the capture points. So, each of the capture points has a capture hex that, you know, you have to move into to capture that point and do whatever. So in this one, our primary objective is the painter, and the secondary objective is the painting. All you have to do to successfully complete the mission, if things go terribly wrong, is get a unit into the target zone, and then evacuate all of your units with that unit that captured the target zone intact. So, if we bring our Copperhead into this primary target zone, the painter will be in the Copperhead. If the Copperhead then explodes at any point before it is evacuated out, we lose the mission. Likewise, oops, no, I did not want to deploy. Likewise, the secondary post, whichever unit is in the secondary position, is going to have the secondary objective in it. So if, again, we capture it with the Copperhead, the painting will be in the Copperhead. So if the Copperhead explodes, we are guaranteed to fail the second objective. And it is worth noting, if you move multiple units into the same target zone, I don't know if it's the first unit that moves in, or if it's just picked at random which unit the capture point was actually, you know, captured by. But that's why I only ever move one unit into the target zone, so I'm absolutely certain of this is the unit that I need to then protect. Also, the AI tends to seem to fire on whoever's carrying the objectives more than everyone else. So if you have a bunch of banged up mechs and a really strong vehicle that's still fresh, you can capture it with the vehicle to potentially get the AI to shoot the vehicle that's fresh instead of the mechs that are, you know, damaged. Other than that, it's fairly straightforward as far as, you know, dropping like most other missions. The units that are dropped, there's going to be one lance per capture point every time. Again, support lances, if you have them enabled, could be a thing, but as long as there's no support lances, each location gets one lance of defenders. So, somewhere around this target zone, there's going to be a lance of enemies. And somewhere around this target zone, there's going to be a second lance of enemies. The reason we're able to drop right here on top of it is not because this is a safe place to drop, it's because this is the spot, you can see the circle on the ground, this is the spot that was randomly picked across the map for our random spawn point. So we could drop right into the middle of the enemy formation, most likely. Or we can pick a different spot further away from the enemies, more so on the outskirts of the battlefield. And actually, the fact that we're able to drop this close makes me feel like maybe there's no maybe the enemies are not on this side of the capture point. Maybe they are more towards the central area of the map between the two capture points. But it's always important to note, you know, the likelihood that you're going to be able to capture both points and destroy all of the enemy units. Because if you're in a situation where you're likely to need to just grab one and get out, you always want to drop closer to the primary point. But I feel like on a 1.5 skull mission with our 1-star lance, based on what we're dropping on the battlefield, our stealth I'm very confident with, our bushwhacker I'm very confident with. So I think we are going to drop over by the secondary point. And I think we're going to try to wipe all of the enemies and capture both points. And to that end, again, working with the idea that since we're able to drop over here on this flank of the base, that the enemies must be further towards the water or further towards the other base, I think we're going to drop kind of with line of sight to the primary objective blocked into this area behind the base. And then we're going to spread out during the reposition round based on where we see the enemies. So I'm dropping the bushwhacker and the stealth in this central spot, because I believe we'll be able to make it up this ridgeline or down around from this position. And those are the two mechs that we're going to want to be able to swing to whichever side we need faster. Whereas the Locust is quite quick, so we can just drop it down here and it can run wherever it needs to. Also, since it's a 20-tonner, we do not want to run over the rough terrain. So if we have to go up the rough terrain with the Stealth and the Bushwhackers, so be it. But the Locust we cannot afford to run over rough terrain with. Likewise, since vehicles don't care about rough terrain, I think I'm going to drop the Copperhead up towards the rough terrain. But I'm going to drop the Chasseur and the Mockingbird. Well, actually, the Mockingbird can fly over everything. So yeah, we'll drop the Mockingbird also in a central position. But the idea is the Chasseur is going to travel with the Locust to try to provide an additional target. Oh boy. Okay, Firestarter 9S, nothing too terrifying there, but I saw the Thorn. Thorns are usually kind of alright. 2 Firestarter 9S's, okay. That's a low roll. Another Thorn, okay. Chameleon, again a TRC 4B. So we know that that thing has some decent weaponry. Ooh, Lineholder KW1. I love Lineholders. They're very similar to Hunchies. Hunchbacks have the primary weaponry in the right torso. Lineholders have the primary weaponry in the left torso. But they're both, if I remember correctly, they're both 50-tonners. And they both usually have some pretty good hard points. And hands. I believe they both have 2 hands. So as a 50-tonner with 2 hands, we can get up to 15-ton carry capacity, which is not enough for the super shotgun. And the reason I'm not... Actually, does the industrial armor get the ×3 carry capacity from TSM, or would we be able to use the Indo TSM with it? I don't think... I believe I had made a notation or mentioned that whenever we salvaged it that we would not be able to use it with TSM. I don't know, but yeah, Lineholder's a 50-tonner. It's very interesting. And I do not see the rest. So I see 6 of the most likely 8 enemies.
I'm here.
But I don't want hesitation, and I can't shoot this round anyway, so I'm gonna just power up to the high ground. Also, the Mockingbird's probably gonna get... Actually, I'm not gonna expose my back. I'm gonna
Say so.
head towards the high ground, but also not, you know, put myself in a position where somebody can get behind me. But yeah, so we know where all the enemies are. And it's just a matter of positioning. And yes, we can indeed get into the high ground. 6 evasion cover, or 4 evasion cover braced and blocking line of sight from the enemies on our left flank. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And then brace. Beautiful. I do really like line holders. I'm kind of hoping we get him to punch out. I would love a 50-tonner to build as well. Alright. Thorn is just getting right up in our faces.
How's it going?
Interesting. I think the Locust we are going to bring down towards the Firestarters. Firestarter 9S's are running a bunch of Flamers, but they also have really bad heat management. So we should be able, if we get them, to shoot at the Locust and likely miss. Even though Flamers have evasion ignore, our Locust is going to do a better job handling the heat, I believe, than the Firestarters are going to do handling the heat shooting at us.
On the move.
Although I should have run in the forest for the extra 2 evasion, or the extra 2 difficulty to hit, as well as the cover. But I was just thinking of, you know, closing distance. Now, since the Firestarters are running a whole lot of Flamers, I don't really want to bring the Chasseur down there after all. Because vehicles take a lot of damage from Flamers. But the stealth is actually interesting to bring down there, because the stealth, if it starts overheating, can just punch them. And actually also runs pretty cool, because we can just turn off the snub and save a lot of heat. So yeah, I think we're gonna bring the Chasseur up to the high ground to get away from the Flamers of the Firestarter.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And the Copperhead, we're actually gonna take the opportunity to get 8 evasion and be in the mineral field.
No shooting.
Hopefully they shoot at him and miss. And that's why we're purposely giving everyone line of sight to him. Okay, Chameleon. Alright. And then Tainted Loki and the Schrosser. Again, we're just gonna try to make distance. 7 sprint. Beautiful. Alright, we're ready for the first round of actual fighting. So, who goes first? Okay, somebody was very low initiative, and I don't think it was the Clint. So there might be battle armor actually somewhere over by the first point. I still don't see the final enemy. And just that initiative, the fact that there was somebody like at the very end of the round makes me wonder if it was a battle armor squad.
No.
In any case, Mockingbird. Actually, can flamers fire at flying targets? Because if they can't, we could potentially get some serious work done on the fire starters without too much risk. But for now, I think I'm going to, while these 2 mechs, the Thorn and the Chameleon, are very close together, so I can impact both of them with our bomb. I'm going to swing in for 12 evasion, 66.7 to hit. Yeah, 66.7 is the best we can get. And we're going to drop the bombs.
Throttling up.
That way we can then jettison the wing mount, the wing mount cluster, like whatever. Specifically shooting at the Chameleon for the higher hit chance, as well as to try to keep the bombs from straying too close to our mech and stealth, our locust and stealth. But yeah, just gonna go ahead and start working on getting it done. Also, it doesn't matter if you destroy the entire base around the capture point. As far as I know, that the target is still safe, even if every single thing around it is reduced to rubble. Interesting. What? So it was firing, the Thorn was firing at our Locust, I assume from behind, but our AMS intercepted all of it. Alright, so with a 13 difficulty to hit the Copperhead, the line holder actually landed some damage, but at the same time, his heat management is not great. Here comes the Firestarter, again also kind of, the Firestarter 9S by default has some pretty terrible heat management. So you see, they're getting toasty very quickly. And this, again, was an advantage of dropping on a desert planet, knowing that our heat management was very good. I mean... I don't really want to shoot him in the back because I already... Actually, I didn't do much to his front armor. And he has, like, no back armor, so... Okay. And I'm not going to fire the mines because I do not want the mines landing in the target zone. But this also builds up a little bit of heat so that maybe... Oh, we destroyed a machine gun. But maybe he won't alpha... Maybe. And then here comes Firestarter. Again, firing a lot of stuff, getting a little bit of damage on the stealth, but generating a significant amount of heat. Cool. I mean, the Thorn, we can just deal with him with Loki. And move the Bushwhacker in to engage everyone else.
I copy.
That's an unfortunate miss. I was really expecting a, you know, well, it was only like a 60-something, so it's fine. Alright, the other Thorn. Firing at the Choser, and our AMS is apparently jammed.
I'm showing minor damage.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to use the Bushwhacker to finish off the Thorn, if possible. Ow. Oh, wait. Oh, that was a stray shot. Okay, so I saw the red numbers, and I thought that they breached our armor. But no, they missed and hit the Chameleon in the center torso from behind.
Receiving you.
Okay. So we're just gonna go try to finish him off then. Completely changing our battle plan.
Confirmed.
Completely changing our battle plan in the middle of the turn. And this is going to give us a lot of chances to at least break things.
Acknowledge.
Nope, we got a kill. Beautiful.
Down.
Beautiful. So that's a mech that did not get a first.
Waiting for orders.
They didn't get a chance to shoot at us at all. That's nice. I like that. It's beautiful when a plan comes together. Our cluster shot will not be able to separate if we're too close. And if I remember correctly, it's, what, 90 meters? Separates after 90 meters. 150 meters is 6 hexes. So 90 meters would be... So 3 hexes would be 75 meters. So we want 4 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be fine. That should be fine. And go ahead and bump it down just in case.
Roger, Commander. I've got the shot.
And we missed so much. That's unfortunate.
Want some more? Huh?
That's unfortunate. Did our AMS at least unjam? Yes. Okay.
I'm listening.
Stealth. I mean, yeah. That's what we're built for. So, yeah. Might as well fire the B-pod in case it hits.
Location confirmed.
And here we go. Bonk. Structure exposed. Shoot all the things. Bleeding out. 3 activations
I
remaining.
think I just hit
Gyro
on
destroyed.
something special.
Yeah, he's in for a bad time. So we did 60 damage to the head.
Careful, they're looping around back.
You're fine. But yeah, so 60 damage to the head, and the thorn is now bleeding out. I think I actually am okay with the thorn being completely destroyed, rather than like waiting for him to bleed out. Then again, we could use those turns that we would otherwise be shooting at. Oh wow, the Clint's actually got an open or almost open leg already. Line holder. That is a scary line holder. He does have a lot of weapon systems. But the Clint also seems to have a tag. So if the tag hits us, we are suddenly much easier to hit by everyone else. And to that end, I think maybe trying to take his leg might be a good call. Oh, also we finally see the last unit. It is an Irby way over there. Right, also, can we... Is it shift? Shift? No, control. Control click. There we go. Weapon dropped, weapon dropped. Can we travel further now? Oh, we can only move after dropping the weapons. Huh. Did I have to drop them before moving, or would I have been able to move and then drop them? Well, now I'm not able to position with my back far enough away from everything else. So, yeah, we're not going to stick to that plan. We are going to come around. And this is, again, mostly to shoot the line holder in the back to drive up a little bit of panic, more so than to actually kill. Because people don't like getting their back hit. Thorn. Missing. Beautiful. Beautiful.
What can I do for you?
So, Scion no longer is able to shoot the Thorn in the back. Actually, he's not able to really get a shot on much of anything. Sure.
Affirmative.
We'll just run up and shoot the line holder and hope we get something done.
Time to die.
I mean, considering we're standing in a mineral field, those were still pretty good hit chances. Irby has a peep. Okay, so PPC from the Irby. So he does have long-range threat.
Standing by.
Again, the Copperhead, I think we're going to just try to get behind. And shoot the Thorn from behind. Machine gun and AC-10. Pretty low hit chances, but
All weapons.
all it takes is one. One hit with the AC-10 and the Thorn pretty much is going to go down. Although I am a little worried now that with the Bushwhacker has its back to the Thorn. Might have been a mistake, but for now it's fine. Okay. Stealth got a little bit of heat. We are running stealth on the stealth, so it does generate extra heat. And we are taking a lot of heat damage.
I'm heating up good.
Okay. So if we don't fire anything, our heat drops down to 14. And as I said, we can just punch. So choose who, this fire starter is who we're going to punch. We're going to punch him from the right side. Or from the back. No, I think we're going to punch him from the right side. In part because it also gives us cover. I'm very much looking forward to getting Hellion to the point where we can get Guts 5. Because Guts 5 will give her the ability to get braced after punching. So yeah, we dropped the snub, definitely. I think we also dropped the ER small. And this will leave us still with a considerable amount of heat, almost 30. Which will still give us a minus 30 meter movement penalty and a slight attack penalty. But at the same time, if we land the punches, then the SRMs are going to do some serious work. So make sure we have punch selected. Don't want to accidentally kick and miss. And
Here we go.
bang. Beautiful. 22-22. Structure exposed. Shoulder destroyed. Pilot consciousness threshold.
That there was
So
a critical hit that
he now
was.
has a concussion with 1 injury. His stats are going to be much lowered. Good time. Very good time.
What can I do for
Now
you?
then, we have Horik and the Copperhead. I actually don't mind dropping mines around around the line holder.
Going turbo.
I don't see a reason for us to necessarily need to move through that area with anyone else. So, yeah.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Alright, we've got some Inferno. We have mines that are not completely blocking the
All
other
out
target
SRMs,
zone.
Commander.
He's unsettled. Lovely. Thorn. Able to get into our stealth's back, but missed everything. Beautiful. Still unsteady.
What's up, boss?
Why was he so unsteady? I feel like I missed something. I mean, yeah, let's just leave the... No, our Shoser is still dealing with the Thorn over here. And I definitely don't want to capture this point with the Locust. I do not want everyone shooting at the Locust. So... I think since the Thorn's already open, we have a chance to kill here. Yep.
On it.
So we're going to bring the Locust in, try to finish off the Thorn. Just kind of surgically removing what we can when we can.
Copy that.
Now, yeah, we did stray shot. Ooh, okay. Stagpole.
Oh, red line. Heat damage.
When you're shooting somebody in a way that can result in an engine destruction, there is a chance that in the process of the engine being destroyed, it can go critical, and the fusion reactor can explode. As it did. You'll see a 7-hex area filled with flame. Everything within that area will take damage, heat damage, and stability damage. And anyone who is in those hexes, which we can select the Locust and... Okay, so no, the actual hex that the Locust is in is not being affected. All it says is flames, actually. Did they remove the extra, like, EM interference and stuff from the engine explosion? Regardless, you can see the Locust is hot and was not until it exploded the enemy engine. So I think we're actually going to take a cooldown turn, in part because you do lose mobility when you're running hot, and I want that mobility back. So I think we're going to tuck the Locust out of the way over here, just for a cooldown turn.
Copy that. Full speed.
I could have moved Embrace to reduce the stability damage and get the damage reduction, but I think the 7 evasion is more important. And I could still Vigilance to get the damage reduction to drop the stability damage, but since the only thing that has direct line of sight is the Thorn back over here, I'm not super worried about the Locust taking much more stability damage before next turn, so that's that. Get the Locust cooling down. It was a beautiful kill, destroying the engine of the Thorn. Bushwhacker getting back attacked, but 6 evasion and then the 3 difficulty from the mineral field means
Waiting on you, Commander.
we're in good shape.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellion has the option to smack this Firestarter from the other side. But the fact that they're standing right on top, the fact they're standing right on top of our stealth means, at most, we will get probably 2 evasion. Or we can move and shoot. So I think we are going to move and shoot. Actually, maybe even sprint and shoot. Because if we go here, no, we don't want to shoot. We don't want to shoot the damage Firestarter in the back. We want to shoot the damage Firestarter in the side. But if we go here, our back will be towards nothing. We will not have direct line of sight to the line holder or the Clint or anything. And we'll be able to follow up on the damage we have on the Firestarter. So yeah, we're gonna fall back.
Affirmative.
Run through flames, it's fine. We're gonna take a bit of a cooldown turn again. So we're not firing the snub. We're just gonna fire the SRMs. It's the lowest heat that we have for the damage we're doing. 6 heat for up to 36 damage versus 8 heat for 20. So, yeah. The SRMs are definitely the most heat efficient weapons we have, and yeah, we're just gonna keep shooting the Firestarter. We destroyed the arm.
I'm guessing.
So 1 medium laser, 1 flamer down. But it wasn't able to alpha strike with absolutely everything anyway, so it probably still has about the same combat effectiveness it did before we shot it. I think since the Thorn has already acted, we're going to make the decision right now of whether we try to finish it off with the Chasseur or with the Bushwhacker. Either way, the other one is going to be shooting at the line holder, most likely. That said, I could shoot at the back of the one Firestarter, potentially stray-shotting the damaged side of the other Firestarter. That's hard to pass up. And we can get cover while doing it. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Got it.
Just that's a really hard it's a really hard thing to pass up. This is probably gonna be super effective. Yeah. Side torso down, bunch of jump jets down.
Where that came from.
Weapon systems, it's fine. We did a good job there. We are gonna just move, I think, for the higher accuracy with the Chasseur. Still in optimal range, still shooting the Thorn in the back. So, die, please. Finally, just die.
Fuck no.
Mockingbird cannot follow up on the Thorn's back. Can follow up on the Firestarter's back. But doing so, we would have to put our back to the line holder. So I think the Mockingbird is going to... So the Clint is in a mineral field. We don't really want to shoot the Clint in the mineral field. We don't want to put our back to the enemies we have over here. This is only 9 evasion, though, if we move and shoot. So yeah, again, we could move and shoot here. But then the Clint would be able to get behind it. You know what? We're going to reserve with the Mockingbird. We're going to see what the Clint does.
Wait. Sure, why not?
Firestarter. Running away a little bit, firing a couple lasers. Still running super hot. Like I said, Firestarter 9Ss have very, very bad cooling. So these guys are going to fire probably at most like 2 lasers or 2 flamers per turn for the rest of the battle.
Waiting on you, Commander.
If even. Which means we can leave those to the Stealth and or the Locust. No problem. But again, the Clint is a concern. I definitely don't want to drive through my minefield. And that's the only way I would really get a shot on the back of the line holder. And again, I still... Yeah, no, he has plenty of armor. The KW-1 line holder 2, I didn't think had rockets. So why are his missiles red? Did we blow up his ammo and not realize it? Does that mean there's case 2 on the board? Because I can't think of another way an ammo would explode without destroying a location. That's interesting. Go over here, shoot the Clint in the back. Or we could start looking at the Irby, but the closer we get to the Irby, the better the Irby's accuracy is going to be, and the Irby has no mobility to actually do anything to us. So I think I'm going to wait with the Copperhead as well.
I'll wait here for
Now, we're going to have hesitation with those 2 vehicles. We're definitely going to have hesitation after this round. But I think it's worth it to just get a better... Ah, right, the Irby has a PPC. There goes half our mines.
What can I do for you?
Actually, that's kind of hilarious, because that does open up the option for our Copperhead to come into the line holder's back. Without having to drive over mines. So yeah, let's do that.
You betcha.
Why not? Why not?
Hey, buddy.
A little bit of damage. Structure opened. More heat.
Hey.
I don't think I have to worry about the line holder. Like, he is very, very hot. All he has left is energy weapons. And the more enemies that we kill, the more of his allies that we bring down, the lower his morale is going to get. So, yeah, I think we just work on killing the other enemies. And in the interest of positioning in a more defensive way, I'm actually going to shoot the line hold or the Clint in the back or in the side that's already damaged. And I'm going to actually see if I can offensive push. I cannot. Okay. I would have absolutely done an offensive push on the leg here, but we'll just fire and see if maybe we hit it. Not so much because I actually want to salvage the Clint, but just because it's, wow, he moved 1 hex and stopped and is still overheating.
I hear ya.
I mean, at this point, do I even pay attention to him? It's like, this gives me a chance to actually start shooting other things. I can't get an unobstructed shot on the Clint. But I could potentially... Wow, that really have to run over mines for that? I'm gonna wait with the Copperhead. I'm gonna see what everyone else does. I'm gonna wait with the Copperhead. So, Thorn, getting our bushwhackers back yet again.
Careful. They're looping around back.
Missing yet again. Okay, that's fine.
Need something, Chief?
Braver in the overheating Locust. Shoot the Thorn in the back again with just machine guns. Cool down a bit. Even if we stray shot, it's just machine guns and the bushwhackers, like, fully armored. Yeah.
Let's move.
That's a good play. Again, not worried about the stability damage yet because we are taking out the enemies very quickly. So... we're still dropping heat.
Affirmative.
We're not dropping the most heat, but we are still dropping heat just firing the machine guns. And I'm actually looking
Good to
I
go.
don't think they really have much in the way of actual, like, clan tech or lost tech. I get the distinct feeling that we got a low roll on all the enemies and what they're bringing. So, yeah. We're definitely going to punch the Firestarter with our stealth because there's nothing else in punch range. The other Firestarter is open on the right side, but we can't get a right angle on him. Or at least not an unobstructed right angle. I think I'm actually just going to capture the point with our Bushwhacker. Then again, our Bushwhacker is completely undamaged. I do not want them focusing the Bushwhacker. So, let's... I don't want to put my back to the enemies. Yes, this is a little tricky. Okay, I will not get in the mineral field. Then again, the Troaster, again, is available to kill the Thorn. So no, I think I will shoot the line holder in the back. Yeah.
On my way.
Final answer. I could have actually gotten in the mineral field with it, but this is probably a kill.
You're not gonna like this. We can do
Yeah.
this.
Ooh.
Should've
I
promised
think that
we
was
had
an
the
engine
chance.
destruction with all locations intact. I think we just got ourselves a line holder. Nice. Again, yeah, they're firing 2 flamers. Even if they hit, it's just heat on a melee mech. So... who cares? This is the pilot that has still higher initiative because he's not as injured. And if we just wanted to maintain our heat, we could actually shoot everything. Although we would be hitting him from the side, that's not... Wait. Yeah, we'd be hitting him from the side that's not damaged yet. Or we could go in the fire. We could go in the fire, we could punch him, shoot all the things into his back. He definitely dies from that. Like, there's no way he survives this, so... yeah. Let's do that. And there's punch, punch, PPC, and all the things, and he explodes. Beautiful.
Yes, you are. I'm here.
Alright. Clint, I'm not really worried about. Thorn, I could get a backstrike, but I'd be shooting past the undamaged Bushwhackers, so right now it's not going to have any repairs. And I'd be shooting with a 25% hit chance. Nah, let's just get high ground. Can we get behind the Irby, actually? Because the Irby is not going to have, like, any evasion. So, we can shoot him from the front, from the side, or if we get on top of him, apparently we're shooting him from the back. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Even though I think it's the snub-nose PPC Irby, so the snub-nose PPC has no minimum range.
Hunt through the back.
But yeah, we hit him in the back. Did some damage. Clint might stray shot him since if he shoots at... okay, he actually hit the Mockingbird, but... yeah, if he had missed the Mockingbird, every single
Okay,
shot
good
going
to
into the
talk
same
about.
hex as
What
the
can I
Irby
do
was,
for you?
you know, there was a chance of hitting the Irby, so... I mean, now I could just... I don't really care about running over mines with the Copperhead at this point, because vehicles repair all their damage after the fight. And now at this point, yeah, any damage that doesn't destroy the Copperhead doesn't matter. So we're showing our front and kind of our left to the Clint. And if the fire starters were able to get in range, they'd be shooting at the left, which is where all of our armor still is. So
Affirmative.
nice, 50 damage hit, some heat. kind of just making the Clint less of a problem. Okay, so small pulse laser did hit to do some damage in the rear. Tag hit, so now the Mockingbird will be more easily hit by enemies. But because all that's left is the Clint and the, Irby on this flank, I don't really care. And our Chaucer's in great condition, so I think we're actually going to also capture the point with him. 48.7 versus 42. This, I don't believe landing on a hex that's at the edge of the target zone would actually capture the target. So if we want to capture the target, we're going to have to sprint. It doesn't reduce our hit chance that much anyway. And hopefully after capturing the target, the Thorn will start focusing the Chaucer instead of the Bushwhacker. I don't think we've hit a single AC-10 this entire battle so far. But yeah, as I said, now we drop the snub nose to drop heat. And if we hit the fire starter in the side that's already... So, when you're hitting from the right side, you can hit right arm, right leg, right side torso with about equal chance of hitting each. Head, and center torso. That's it. So we're most likely, very, very likely, if we hit, to hit the side torso with everything we hit with. Or the leg. Either way, pretty good chance of just, like, busting this thing up really good. So, we're going to do that. Oh, also worth noting, I didn't point it out, the kick was disabled because we're at a slightly lower elevation.
I got him.
And at the slightly lower elevation, you cannot kick. If you're at a slightly higher elevation, you might not be able to punch or melee weapon, but you might still be able to kick. Oh, did we just take out the pilot? Okay.
Ready for orders.
Oh, we also have the Locust. Yeah. Let's do that. Locust, can we actually shoot everything? Yeah, we can shoot everything without overheating. Okay.
All weapons go.
And that's most of the Thorn down. Pilot injured, pilot stressed. His hit chance is going to be absolute garbage. It doesn't mean we won't get hit, it just means we have a much lower chance of being hit. I say as the Locust gets hit.
I'm taking in turn.
And then he ejects. He landed the shot, but he still was in such a bad situation that he still punched out.
No.
So it's unfortunate that he gave us repairs on the Locust, but at the same time, it's fine. And here, I'm kind of torn between, like, getting away from... Like, I can potentially finish off the Clint, while also getting a little bit of distance away from the Irby. No, the Clint's mostly hitting the side. So yeah, no, we're going to just keep shooting in the back of the Irby, because this is the only unit we're going to have that ever gets in the back of the Irby. Okay, minimum distance, so we can't go there. So the closest we can get is 66.7. Still 66.7. And 72.5. Much better. Much better. Yeah, let's go with that.
Moving to position.
Alright, shooting Irby in back. If we panic him out, that's some interesting salvage on the board. Or if we just destroy his PPC and Guardian and tag, yeah, we don't really care about the Irby anymore. Alright, so we got a Clint, and we got an Irby.
Waiting for orders.
And that ain't much. I mean, yeah, it's obstructed, it's extreme range, but it also gets us away from the minefield, so...
Special delivery.
Oh, also, if you destroy all the enemies, you don't have to capture the point, I don't think. I think they... Oh, no. So you used to have to still walk into the point with somebody at the end of the mission. But I think they changed it.
You, Commander.
I believe they changed it so that now you just like you're done whenever the mission ends. And again, I don't care about taking damage with the Copperhead. I just don't want to put my right side towards the enemy.
Pedal to the metal.
I say and watch he's gonna like punch out or explode and we're gonna lose it. Nope. Took some damage, but it's fine.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so more heat, more damage. Tainted Loki's got nothing. Alright.
Double time. Let's go.
Heading that way with Tainted Loki.
Let's get
Our stealth is never going to get back into the fight. But yeah, just keep pushing with the bushwhacker, and there's really not much more to say about this battle.
Come on, Mechwarriors.
So yeah,
It's go time.
large laser destroyed.
Here.
Beautiful. Irby. Irby's actually down. We can hit the Clint with more stuff. The Irby's kind of tucked away here, so I am going to just keep focusing the Irby's back. 92% hit chance.
Okay.
Probably going to kill here.
Looking honesty.
Nope. Never mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, just run, 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 run. I'm going to drop all my heat anyway, so there's no need to turn the stealth off to drop heat, which was an option. The whole time I could have turned the stealth off to drop some heat,
Good to go.
but I didn't need to, so I didn't. Locust, actually, you just move and brace, drop heat, don't get hit anymore. You're good. You did your job.
I hear ya.
And then we still haven't had our machine gun unjam yet. I think we're going to move for highest hit chance possible. Continue shooting him in the same side. Continue stacking up heat damage on him. Now, this is dangerous because I am putting myself in a position where he could get to my side that's almost open.
Another hit like that.
So that could have been reckless, and it might have resulted in bad things happening. And it also puts us in direct line of sight, so we cannot shoot at him with our Choser without risking stray shots. So, Tainted Loki's gonna wait, give him a turn, see what happens. Mech is on fire. Mech is running down there and doing nothing. Beautiful. Irby shooting some pulse lasers at a vehicle. Doesn't matter as long as the vehicle doesn't explode. It's in the bag. At this point, it's just a matter of cleaning up, and you know, the less risky things we do, the less likely anything is to go bad. So,
I copy.
yep, that's it. That's it.
We can do this. Let's go.
You say so.
All right, Urban Mech down. No damage
I got
taken.
this.
I'm actually not going to go through the fire because I think the fire would actually be enough to kill the Copperhead. if we drove through and the damage went to the side that's already like almost open. I'm not going to shoot the snub because it's only a 21.7% and we are shooting past the damaged side of the Copperhead.
Yeah.
So that would be potentially very bad. Potentially very, very bad. I kind of want to shoot him from the side and like blow up as much as I can. So
Okay, let's go.
I don't really want Clint pieces, and I mean, he does have a tag.
Here we go.
Of course, him punching out would give us even more salvage. So that's a concern, but worst case scenario, we just have extra salvage that we don't want. It's fine.
Here you go.
Oh, you're gonna get some.
Okay, so we got engine crits, we got a head hit, pilot injury, panic level critical, and he gets one last turn. For real this time. Hopefully it's fine.
What can I do for you?
Hopefully that's fine.
Sprinting.
I at least hope that Horik is okay.
Got it. Let's get fired up.
Again, this dude's injured, panic level critical, like, his hit chance is absolutely atrocious. And yet, he still killed our vehicle. I'm not really super sad if we did lose the Copperhead. I'm just hoping that Hork is okay. And he does still have his full health at the bottom of his portrait, so should be fine. Also, right side was destroyed, not front. So, yeah, odds are everything's fine.
Copy that.
Odds are everything is completely fine.
Give up everything you've got.
Okay, so we absolutely obliterated that thing. And yes, okay, that confirms it. So we do actually need to get into the capture point with somebody. Can VTOLs do it? Hopefully VTOLs can do it. If not, Hellion can get over there pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, VTOLs can capture the points now. I guess they just drop a rope. So yeah, there we go. Mission complete. Alright, so as with pretty much all recovery missions, the payout's not great, but it's fine. Recovery missions are generally best used for salvage. So yeah, the Copperhead did get completely destroyed. It's showing weird because it's showing left side destroyed, but it's also showing right side has the hit points. It got destroyed, but it did not get destroyed from the front, and once again, the front is where the crew compartment is, so we have Horik uninjured. That's fine. Locust, we took a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look like anything got crit, so that should be a pretty quick repair. Took a little bit of damage with the stealth, should be a pretty quick repair. Bushwhacker appears to be completely undamaged, which means no repair there. And then the Showstone and Mockingbird are just peachy. So, here we have all the parts we need for the line holder. As I said, the line holder's a 55-tonner. The line holder's a 55-tonner. We found the carrier for the super shotgun. So, arm oh no. Arm actuator limits. Left, lower, right, lower. It does not have hands. I was gonna make this thing a punchy boy with a super shotgun, but it does not have hands. I'm still taking it because I, again, love line holders, and it is a 55-ton mech, so that is wonderful. A bunch of lasers and stuff, boring. Beagle Probe's interesting, but we already have two, actually. I would love to find... I would love for the two that we have to find their way into mechs, but I'm not going to pick extra if we already have them. Indosteel, we have none. Do we have Clan Indo? We have one Clan Indo. We have two Hybrid TSM Quick Cell, and then we have a Structured Quick Cell that we're not going to use. That might be a pick that we grab. Fire Control Standards, yeah, no. This actually might be a place where I do pick the Jump Jet Improved. They are good if you build a dedicated Jumpy mech. I'm definitely not taking ammo. C3 Slave. I'm going to take the tag. I am going to absolutely take the tag. With no hesitation. They're just really good. 1 ton, you slap it on a mech with, you know, decent accuracy, especially if it's a mobile mech that can get into somebody's back for the extra chance to hit. If you land it, they are easier to detect. Everyone gets a +1 accuracy against them, period. And this weapon itself has +1 accuracy and ignores 1 evasion. So it's very easy to land the hit that then gives everyone else bonus accuracy. Wonderful thing. We are building the Irby Lamb, not Chameleon, the Incubus, and the Line Holder now. We have, okay, 300 core, 270 core, so we've got stuff to put in the Line Holder. We definitely have stuff to put in the Line Holder. 120 core would be way too small in the Line Holder. That would literally be a 2-hex move. But we do have the 270 and 300, so we don't have to pick the 210. But it would give us more versatile options in the line holders build. Because 270, 220 is 4 hex, 275 is 5 hex. 5 hex move. And then I don't believe 300 would be enough to bump us up to the next hex of movement. So if we're going to use either of these cores, we're probably using the 270. And at 210, if the 270 rounds down instead of up, that means the 210 would also likely round down instead of up. So instead of the 210 being 4 hex move, it would likely be 3 hex move, which would just not be enough in my opinion. Like, yes, line holders can be very tanky boys. You can give a line holder some damage reduction, get it to the 40 affinity, and it has 5% damage resist, minus 3% damage taken, through armor crit immunity, minus 20% stability damage taken. Like, it's really good to put, you know, a smaller core in. But we do have, like, several Clan XL's engines sitting around. Yeah, we have 3 Clan XLs sitting around. That thing's definitely getting a Clan XL. And Clan XL's, any XL engine is more effective the bigger the core. So the 8.75 core is going to save more tonnage from the XL engine than the 6-ton core. And we're going to get, we're definitely getting 1 hex. 1 extra hex of move. Based on, regardless of how it rounds, the 270 will round better than the 210 since it's only 5 engine rating away from the next breakpoint, compared to the 210, which is 10 away from the next breakpoint. So, yeah, we're definitely going to use the 270 in the line holder, and that means I am actually going to take the improved jump jets. Start building up a supply of improved jump jets, because if we can make a crazy jumper out of the assassin, that might be a very viable tool to add to our toolbox. But yeah, what else do we get? Chameleon part, happy to see it. I mean, that's fine. Clint parts, sure, it's a 40-tonner. Okay, here we go. We did lose the Copperhead. You can see we have 3 parts of the Copperhead Mark II in our salvage list. This is our Copperhead. We were only able to recover 3 out of the 4 parts we need to build it again. This can be as low as 1. I don't think it ever is all of them. Like, I think if you have 4 to build, you are max going to get 3 parts back. But I do know that you can get as low as 1. And if you get 1, then obviously you're not going to be able to build it again. But if we had another actually, we might have another Copperhead part sitting around. We can build it back immediately if we have 1 more Copperhead Mark II part sitting around. We got a full fire starter. 7 energy hard points, 1 missile, 2 support. That's interesting. Alright. Yeah, we got the line holder part. We got the Irvi part. Some ER medium lasers. Okay. Some flamers. Okay. Large laser. Sure. I mean, I do not mind having extra just random weapon systems sitting around to give us more build options. I'm loving seeing the 3 LRM5s, actually. So this brings us up to 6 LRM5s. Since we haven't found any more ammo for our AP Gauss rifles, maybe instead of making the Firestarter Omni our Gauss rifle carrier, maybe we make it a LRM boat with some, I don't know, large lasers or something? Maybe. We got the C3 slave. We don't need all the cockpit basics. How many? We have 25 standard jump jets, so that's 7,000 C-bills. We don't need basic sensors. We don't need single heat sink cooling. I don't think. Again, I don't know if there's a primitive cooling that we would need to ever put single heat sink cooling into a mech. And we already have 1 standard fusion engine sitting around, so that's 52,000 there. So that standard fusion engine alone was more than we would have gotten for each increment of going for C-bills. So yeah, always go for salvage on a recovery mission. Alright, so Copperhead was destroyed. That's fine. 12,704 days for repairs, and nobody was killed in action. Beautiful. So it is 3 days on the Stealth, 1 day on the Locust. We need 4 days for Fatigue on Hellion. So we can actually bump the Irby up to get more work done on the Irby. So we get 4 days done on the Irby, we get the Stealth up, we get the Locust up, and we're ready to drop again in 4 days. Horic, 5 days of Fatigue, but we no longer have a third vehicle, unless there is one we can build. So we're down to just 2 vehicles. We can build a fire starter and a line holder. That's great. Oh yeah, we could also build this Kabuto, but yeah, nope, we cannot build any vehicles. So we're now at the point where if we want to drop on another mission, we will have to drop the Incubus. And in dropping the Incubus, we are dropping a hot mech in the desert, and we are dropping a bunch of really good tech that we're risking losing. So this... but if we want to build the other mechs, we definitely need more C-bills. So we're going to definitely need to drop on at least one more mission. And there's a half-skull escort. That's some money. I definitely don't want to drop on any battle with just, like, a reduced force size. Ambush Convoy is interesting because we could potentially hit and run. And we do have some good long-range options, but we'll worry about this next time. For now, this has been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.